Y'all ready?
Oh, yes, that's pretty much it.
All right. A word of prayer. Thank you, God, for all your blessings. We ask that you give us wisdom in what we're doing in our meeting. Father, give us, just order our footsteps in making the right decisions on what to vote on in the next coming weeks. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Speaking for Lisa, she's been yelling at her husband and she can't talk. Information for additional employee requests. I think she provided that for you, so y'all can look at all those job descriptions and things of that nature. Any questions on that?
Yeah, I've been waiting for this, to talk about it. And now that it's out in front of me to look at, how much comp time do you think that, I know you've been getting a lot of comp time too. So usually Emily's been sending us comp time, but we haven't been getting it. So I'd like to know how much comp time we've been getting to as far as.
Just for Lisa?
Well, you can give it to the whole county, but
Okay,
this is what we're talking about.
Okay, because I know how much comp time Lisa has, but she's actually maxed out on it right now, so she can't earn any more comp time
Right.
until she uses it.
So what's the maximum
The
number?
maximum for her position is 80 hours.
80 hours. One of the things that was on my mind, and that's what I was looking at too, is a county financial officer. That's what you're looking for, right? I don't know if the commission needs to look at it in two ways. Is to make you our financial officer, to be over all the financing, and maybe look at bringing in another person to take all the meeting with the department heads off of her, because her job is so entwined into, the financing. Where I don't know that we put another one in under it. And I'm just trying to figure out what I'm trying to say. But I think on the front end, that's just what I'm thinking in my mind. But I think if we're going to bring in another employee at 61,000, that I don't know if we wouldn't just wind up possibly just having either two administrators or a financial officer and an administrator. I'd be glad to hear what any of y'all got to say.
Terry had something he raised his hand. I'm sorry, Ms. Scott, I'll get you in.
Is it 61, is that with everything? Okay.
Ms. Todd?
It's a pay grade 18.
So you're talking about maybe us bringing in another county administrator and bringing a step down, move it from to a financial officer, to split it up?
I think we got to get a handle on it, and I think this is your third year. Going on your third year, second.
I'm about 2.5 in, not quite 2.5.
Right. So we're going towards 3. I'd just like to see if as we look at this, I don't know if it would be something that we'd probably. I think if we're going to spend this kind of money, I think. What we've been looking for, when we set this up before, and we sat down, that we was going to have the right arm and the left arm. And when I say that is that if our administrator was gone or not here, then business would carry on. But I think from what I understand and what I've been listening to is it's not that way, correct?
The problem is that if we are laying down at all, we're having a hard time keeping up. And I can't cross-train people that don't understand much about my county yet. I need someone that can do the day-to-day stuff that's more routine, help provide reports for me to actually analyze and do some of the financial decisions that we need to make. So I'm not asking for somebody to come in and have to learn everything. I'm asking for somebody to kind of be my backup person that can help with producing like the accrual entries and all those things that bog everything down. If I can free up some of my time and also use somebody here, for like right now when I'm obviously sick and probably shouldn't be here, I don't feel that bad, just so bad. But I'm just saying, if it came to that, I would have somebody that could approve payroll, could approve the AP checks and prep AP checks if I wasn't here. But the main thing is just to have someone that's kind of the go-between between myself and my two clerks. That is not somebody with a bachelor's degree. You're not gonna get somebody with a bachelor's degree for that pay. It looks like a lot, but that's benefits and everything. It's really not that much money. That's on the lower end of the scale as far as employees with a financial background is concerned. I'm just asking for some more help. It would free me up to do things more like the financials, which I've got more and more a handle on everything. I feel better about my knowledge of the job than I ever have. And I'm getting there. It's just that there are still some parts that I just don't have time to pull together myself.
Yeah, I guess the question is because when this position as a county administrator, and then you have a financial officer in place, and
I have a financial clerk, a finance clerk. It's a little different without any, she's going to school, and it's a good thing. It's just that even with that, I still need someone with a working knowledge. And my preference would be to find somebody with a little bit of government and county working knowledge, because that's different altogether. And that's actually, if I couldn't find that person, I just wouldn't fill a position, but I would like to try to find someone like that.
yeah, but I think we're just, we're not moving forward, we're kind of.
I think, I talked to someone before about this, and I don't know where you're all at, we all have different perceptions and what we need. When you had an administrator before like Steve Swafford, he did all of the prepared a lot for the meetings, and he did a lot of governmental things, and he had an overall knowledge of things, but he didn't do the day-to-day finance stuff. Now, he could do the budget. He was good at doing the budget and seeing the overall picture. But then under him, he usually had 2-3 people. So I just want y'all to keep in that mind. She's doing the finances, and she's got a big job doing putting all of these agendas together. Now that's just my point of view. I'm not. Y'all can disagree with me. That's my point of view. Yes.
I think our last administrator had the same problem. Maybe we need to look at just restructuring the whole department. I mean, if we're gonna bring in another person, let's sit down and look at everybody and what everybody's jobs are and see exactly what we need to do, instead of just adding employees and hoping it gets done. So,
According to the job, our job description, because each person is supposed to be qualified under these job description.
well, maybe we need to look and make sure everybody's qualified.
Now, on the proposed one, what I basically did was I pulled some of the things that I think that I've been doing and maybe a little bit of what they've been doing, but it's kind of closing some gaps between what's being done. Like right now, we don't have anybody that sits down and actually tracks to make sure all of our revenues that we're supposed to receive and what I received. I would like to be able to do that. I just flat don't have time to go back and analyze that. So I included that as part of the job for the proposed person, just to sit down and run reports and put that together in a way of like a chart that can be able to tell us that information.
Right. I mean, before we start doing a patch job, why don't we sit down, like I said, and look at the whole department and see what we need and what we don't need. Maybe we don't need a commissioner's clerk. I mean, I don't know. I don't know exactly what everybody does. Maybe instead of a commissioner's clerk, we need a finance officer.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of just throwing an employee in the sack, why don't we sit down and just look at the whole department and come up with what we need to do?
I think that's
I'm with you,
valid.
I say we need to create another job until we evaluate the three that we have in place and see what their qualification is and exactly what, what they should be doing.
But and I'm not throwing anything at Lisa, because when Kim was here, we had the same issue. It wasn't as bad, but we had the same issue, that she didn't have enough time to do everything plus the administrative side. She didn't get to go to any meetings, didn't go talk to the mayors or anything like that. So, like I said, maybe we just need to restructure the whole department.
And that's what I was looking at, because Lisa has really getting close to being able to handle the financing, is to let her main objective be the financing. And then bring somebody else in to do all the meeting with the department heads. When we got problems, they can go do it.
Administrative.
Right. And she would be, she ain't gotta worry about, when it comes time, when she gets ready to do her budget, or, put the budget together, all she's gotta do, she ain't gotta go meet with Joyce, she ain't gotta go meet with the sheriff, and then that way, but you're gonna have to pay more money. But if you're gonna pay 61, then you might wanna just look at, bringing someone in that is equal, that's, I don't know what's out there. We might put out an application for it, and then, I'm just telling you, and it don't happen. But I think whatever we do, I would like to see it where, however it happens, that both of them is meeting here, come into our meetings, and then we got two people we can depend on, where if something happens to one, you never know. She's about to be offered a job, or something might happen, she might get sick, just imagine, Emily, she was out, about a couple of weeks. Just imagine if something happened and Lisa was out 30 days. Just imagine that.
So you've got to sit down and reevaluate these jobs.
When would y'all like to do that? Would y'all like to get together, have a work session to do that or something?
Yeah. Look at my calendar. I can do it any day other than if there's a beauty pageant going on, I guess. I have to get my.
You'll be gone next week, right?
Yes, and,
Well, let's just
Roger
keep-
and I are out knocking on doors a lot right now, so.
Yeah, well, let's,
Would you like to do your evaluations first? I know that we're all doing our
I
evaluations.
think that the evaluation needs to come along with it, don't you think? And we look at these jobs, evaluate what they're doing, because you're gonna have to be evaluated before we can determine what you're actually doing. It may be written here, but that doesn't mean that y'all are doing exactly what's on here.
Yeah, we need to sit down and see what we got, and figure out what we need, and figure out how to get there without spending a bunch of money, and you know what you got before you just guess,
well, y'all think about it, and let's come back to it in a minute and think about when we might convene. The ACCA resolution concerning the, y'all have that?
We just add it to.
Y'all want to put that on new business or consent agenda? New business? What? He's wanting new business. What do you want it to be seen? You want it, ACCA, yes, to be seen? So new business for that. JSU agreement received, and county attorney is good with the agreement. This is where they're just gonna pay us a set amount of $38,500 for the next 3 years, right?
Each year,
That's better, I think. It's
Yeah.
a lot less.
38 instead of 28?
Yeah, it's 28, right?
It's supposed to be 28, but it's more, that what they've got on there is more than that, so I don't know if that's a misunderstanding.
Must be in.
Leave it on there.
That's what Jason
What do
said.
y'all wanna do? You wanna double check that, or you wanna go 38 or what?
No, just,
Just make sure it's the right people.
yeah.
But are y'all doing 28.5 for the next 3
Yes,
years?
Yes.
Okay. If we'll put that on, y'all put that on new business, just to double check,
Yeah,
new business?
just verify that number. Just verify it, don't try to talk it down.
Don't call them and ask them, this is what's written on the paper.
Yeah.
I don't wanna rip, I just,
ABCs, the ABC stuff, we do this every year. This could we do this every year, it's just where we approve the top 100%, right? This can be a consent agenda easy, is that, everybody give that?
yes.
Consent agenda. Rates are at the maximum. Anybody who's not signed the bank document, this is on the 1 million that we're moving on. Who has not signed that yet?
The what?
The 1 million?
That's for the
That's the
bridge right
bridge.
there on the,
The CD, I put in the check.
Can you run by Metro?
Yeah.
All of us are signatures, so we all need to go sign it. Any other questions for her concerning administrative stuff? Yes, sir.
We talked a few months ago about business license, and I really don't know if this is something Lisa would even be involved with, but, we really need to look at our business license, because I think we ain't charging nothing for some of this stuff.
Well, I think that each county, I think it may be a local act that you can add. I understand Calhoun County's got extra fees on their business license that we don't have. But I think that may have to be a local act to get that passed through legislation.
But we can't
Some
just-
of them still kind of upset that, like, that the people inside the city, that they're having to pay county and city license, but no.
It's still
Yeah,
in
our
the county.
county is also state.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah.
we get part of that money.
But-
from the state.
But what I'm saying is, Calhoun County has a $25 fee, I understand, on top of everything.
But I'm not talking about a fee, I'm talking about just upping the business license cost. We still have to go through legislation to do that?
I would think so. Let's double check. That may be something we need to.
We might, if that's the case, then we might want to wait because they're fixing to try to simplify that in this year's legislative session, so.
Okay. But I can check into that.
You know, we talked about it one time before, I mean, it may have been a year ago or something, we talked about it, and some of these licenses are like $2.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got to print the deck on paper, it needs to cost $22.
Yeah, the cheapest license you get is $2, yeah. Any other questions? I forgot, Mr. Jimmy Oaks here, I'm gonna let him come on up and talk about where he's at with their situation. And then we'll go into the rest.
Well, you do whatever you need.
Oh, we good. I just had forgotten you'd asked me to come speak and give us an update.
So the state of Alabama has approved Friends of New Hopewell Schoolhouse. I made one copy if y'all want to pass it around and look at it and keep it.
So y'all are approved now as a non-profit?
We are.
Okay.
Everything's in order, so now it's off to the IRS, which I understand will take probably substantial time, but I don't see anything that can stand in the way of it completing that.
Would y'all like to make a motion or put this on the agenda for this coming month to go ahead and donate that property? Deed to this group?
We need Jason to look over it, yeah.
All right. So let's tentatively put one and just put it on new business and we'll get him to check it and go on it. Y'all good with that?
yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you for everything.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank y'all. I've got a man coming to look at the roof this week, so we're,
You need this back.
no, y'all keep that. But we're gonna keep rolling. And thank y'all.
Thank you, sir.
Sounds good. All right. We hate to see you go.
Well, I would stay, but Yeah, kind of boring.
It's a long way. It's me,
Sometimes it
it's
gets
my
me.
fault.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, I need to make more
But
entertaining.
thank y'all, have a good day.
Yes, sir. Sheriff, you got anything?
I got it.
Okay. You okay? You all right, Ty?
Does she need to go?
No, I just want to double check.
I'm gonna give you the stats last month. I had 138 incident offense reports, served 69 civil papers. There was 10 felony warrants served, 9 misdemeanor, and then 11 FDA and traffic offenses. And I had 16 on the felony arrest, and 17 on the misdemeanor. And then they patrolled 22,717 miles and 2,594 business checks. I had a few meetings ago, I talked about the commission off the jail phones. Passed a resolution for, I think that, if I'm not mistaken, the out-of-state civil process fee, and then the postal permit stuff. And then, I told you, I found out that we didn't do that, we had to have a little black pass. I talked to Randy Price about him in Chad last week, and he said he was okay with it as long as y'all could pass a resolution saying that y'all were still on board and then for him to go ahead with the process.
Which process is that?
I talked about the pistol permit,
Right.
about raising it some, and then the commission off the jail phones,
Right.
that, and then the out-of-state civil service process and fee, those three things.
Okay.
New business.
Need, yeah, need,
Well, that's another amount to a year,
Which one?
all three of them.
I had the figures, but I think
I
that,
remember you talked about.
yeah,
but I don't
the
remember.
pistol permit, I think was like 64 and under was about $20, and then 65 and over was like $15. The jail phones, it was like between $100 and $200. I mean, it's very little. And then the out-of-state processing fee, I think we're currently at $25, and most of everybody else is like 75, we can raise it to 75.
You know, we talked about the pistol permit before, trying to get them as crazy, because I was.
We're like way behind
Had
on
that.
that, yeah, everybody else is, other than Calhoun County, of course, their population is quadruple what ours is, but everybody else is way higher than ours is.
And then the pistol permit's down too.
Right.
So,
People that want a permit, that want to pay.
Right. Right.
does that need to be 3 different ones or put it all together?
For showing Shindy's,
In support of it?
It's just one.
Okay.
Probably just name all three of them, but just
So
one.
the commission. No, it's,
Yeah.
I think it would be best if we put on new business so everybody can see. Okay. All right.
One more thing, I don't know if y'all heard, I got a phone call last week, Rammer supposedly has voted to do away with their city court. So, therefore, we'll be responsible for their ambulance also. I don't know when that's supposed to take place, but
I had a meeting with the mayor Friday afternoon, he said, don't be
it
able to.
didn't.
But my question was sort of related to that, did we ever get the Heflin deal straightened out?
As far as I know, yeah, we're taking inmates and, yeah, everything's good on that. Yeah, I just got that phone call, I think, last Tuesday or so, Wednesday maybe.
Okay, if and when Ramber does that, then we can just duplicate the Heflin one and change the name.
If they're willing to, yeah.
Can you give me a copy of that?
Get your copy.
That's all.
Any other questions?
Just want to make sure that the changes and everything have been made to it, right? Okay.
Yeah, everything's fine, everything's good, everything's good on that, yeah. And I did tell a few of you, while we did get the 3 Explorers, they should be fully equipped by, I hope, the end of the week, surely the next week. The only thing we got left is like, I think computer stands and all license out on there, that we read. So, but I think computer stands on back order or something, but it should take another week, and it should be here, so. That's all I have.
Thanks, it's Daddy.
Yeah.
Have they put any of those doors in yet?
No, I hadn't heard nothing else.
Okay.
I hadn't heard anything.
They also touched the lane, he said there was some stuff that was left undone. I was gonna get with Lisa to pull, work orders that has not been complete. If it's over so many days, I think we need to do another work order to make sure that things that gets followed up on.
I know the gate's been rolled back up.
Yeah, I mean, did they rip the old gate out for the new one? I mean, did they, what are they doing with the one they got now?
We just had them leave it open.
But I mean, are they, at one time, he said they were gonna come back and replace the gate with open.
Yeah, they didn't replace the gate, they just replaced.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Machine or whatever,
Right.
I don't know what it is, yeah.
Because it never has worked since they put it in.
Yeah. They done some work to it, I don't know what they done, but it worked for a few weeks, and then it stopped again. So I hadn't heard from Lane what he's at tomorrow, so I hadn't heard from him.
Well, he was saying that, we replaced the wire all the way to it, and then the only other wire that could be replaced is the power supply.
It's something in between the gate and our tower, because you can go outside and do it out there at the.
Well, the
gate.
fact that from your tower doesn't go to the gate. Your tower goes to the controller.
Control, yes.
And back there where the electrical panels are.
Mhm.
And when your guy does his thing up there, you see it goes, it's got 3 different controllers.
Mhm.
It stands still, open, or closed.
Yeah.
Now, when they installed it, originally, we was trying to figure out what was going on. I think that was a big thing, is they had the sensor on the wrong side, where
They did.
if the door was closing, it just run on into your car, but if you took your hand over here, it just stopped.
Yeah.
It was right the opposite. And so I figured, once we figured that out, but it's almost to the point where we need to get in touch with the owner of that company and tell them we need, I would have done probably said, hey, come get this thing, and we might have to get our money back out of it and get somebody else. Because if you pull power on it and put, your amp meter on it and see how many amps you're getting there just continuously, and, that's all you can do, so it's gotta be in a gate.
Right.
That's
Above my finger, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'll get with Wayne when he gets back.
Okay. That's it.
A couple weeks ago, we had that weather, it was so cold. I think it's always been a resolution that the chairman had the authority to work with, who decided whether or not we need to delay non-essential and essential workers coming in. And it's never been a problem before. Usually everybody's wanting to know a day ahead of time. Are we gonna open or close, or our kids are, if the wind blows hard, they close schools these days, and they have E-days. And I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying that, but we don't have the same luxury as E-days. We can't all work from home. So I made a decision and talked with the EMA director to delay opening. We had 2 employees to question our policy, and even though they was wanting me to delay, they still want to get paid for it. So I'm gonna let Emily come up and explain
Okay.
and ask me about the policy.
No question about 2 hours.
Yes.
Yes. And I checked the policy, they have checked the policy, so I gave you a copy. Number 2, under the inclement weather, says that if we are closed or delayed, then employees need to use their own time, their annual leave, to make up that time. But number 5 says something different, that it brings in administrative leave. So I sent this to Jason, asking him for his opinion to clarify it for me. He does think that we need to do something to clarify this, that number 2 and number 5 do go against each other. There's a discrepancy there. So I've also attached a sample resolution that he sent to me of how we can fix this. I spoke to Crystal and she said in the past, employees have used their own time. So historically, that's the way it has been done. I think this is the first time since I've been here that we've delayed. I know it's the first time we've had an issue with it. So the pay period is already passed. So everyone had to use their own time in the pay period because it passed before we had a meeting. So that check has been cut already. Everybody used their own time, or they made up their time, however their supervisors chose to let them do that. Of course, some employees came in that morning. Lee's employees probably were all here. 911 was here, jail and sheriff's department was here. So it's only going to be, the only people that are in question are the courthouse and the offices here. I don't know what time y'all came in. I think I came at 10, but I just made it my time or used my time to do that.
My opinion, I think we just do away with, if they feel like they don't want to come to work, you just be across the board, they don't come to work.
Just don't close, in other words.
Just don't close, if they want to come in.
And the employees have the option of whether
No,
they come in.
if it's their option, they can call and say, hey, I'm not coming in until lunchtime, and then at that point, we're not gonna pay them. And they can either use a half a day sick time, or half a day, not sick time, but vacation time, and then come on in. But I mean, we was trying to do it to help them, but now it seems like when you help them, it ain't enough. So the way I see it is, and this is my opinion, is nobody can close the offices unless, it's just, I worked in Atlanta, and I drove all the way to Atlanta many times with snow hitting the windshields. And, and if I felt like I didn't want to go to work, I didn't go.
Here's the problem with that.
What's that?
If the roads are bad, icy, whatever, you don't close the office, they try to get to work and they're injured.
It's not, that's their, it's not your responsibility.
Fall on us. Because that's their choice. That's their choice to whether to come or not.
Well, yeah, it may be that problem, everybody had this, we had the snow, the snow getting that happened a couple of years ago, people got trapped everywhere, and they got trapped at work, and they had kids left at school,
But if you walk outside and you see that it's dangerous, don't come to work. I mean, we're not their parents.
But it works both ways. I'm just saying you could be
sure,
at work.
if people comes to work, his people come to work,
I mean,
911 comes to work.
I got trapped at Southwater several times.
They don't always come to work.
Terry, you asked to speak.
I mean, I sort of agree with what Ian's saying, but I think every house needs to be written up in here. Our responsibility is just whether or not to open the courthouse.
That's all our responsibility.
And
Because they are good about closing their doors, and, we paid all that money for them signs that says from 8 to 5. Then they changed the hours to 4:30, and then some days, who knows when it's gonna open, so all we are is like you said, we open the courthouse from 8 to 5, I'm agreeing with you.
But, I work for CBS Records and Sony Music, two of the biggest companies in the country. They're open 365, 24/7. If you don't wanna work, you just call in.
Yeah.
If you got time off, you get paid. If you don't get time off, whatever. But, I think we need to do something sort of like that. But the issue right now is what we're gonna do with what's already happened. That's what you're saying, right?
Well,
No, we said it's
he's got a
already-
resolution, yeah.
Yeah, but what are we gonna do?
Well, if you do pay them 2 hours, then you've got to pay everybody else 2 hours.
Exactly.
2 hours.
Because if his guys comes to work, they deserve a 2-hour bonus because the rest of the people didn't come to work. If you think so?
2 days or 3 days, it could be
Could you
days.
not just do comp time?
Hmm.
You could do comp time.
I think we just say we work from 8 to 5 or whatever the hours is, and
Yeah, but
whatever they
you
want
gotta
to do.
deal with what just happened. That's a liability. And then going forward, I agree with what you're saying. Going forward,
Right
you
now,
gotta deal with what
we got
happened
to
in the
clean
past.
up we gotta clean this up,
I understand what you're saying.
then we got, but I feel like comp time, we should just let them apply comp time to it, does it, and I guess that's something we need to ask Jason, does it matter? It's still a dollar amount if you do pay or comp.
But Jason is saying we owe it because of the mistake in the.
No, I don't know that he's saying that we owe this. He is saying that we need to
Fix the problem.
Yes, the problem, whatever you decide, we have to make a revision to the personnel.
So we cannot do anything.
Because
I'm gonna have to get clarification on him from that.
you
as far
can't
as what
change,
we
it's no
decide.
different than anything else, we never can change something after it's done happened. I mean, you can't go back, is the way I've always been told. But what he's saying is this here is in the future, this resolution.
Yes, because we do need to make a revision before it happens again. So we'll have, that way, there'll be a policy that is clear that we can stand by and say, this is the way we do it when we have inclement weather or an emergency.
You wanna add this resolution to consent agenda or new business? Or do you want to
New
do
business.
New
New business,
We
okay.
can talk to him about
All right.
making some changes in it.
We'll put that on new business. And then we can talk about how you want
It
to
ain't
change
about
it.
making up no money that's in the past, it's about making up money in the future. Where you're gonna pay.
So,
Because
I'm sure Emily wants to get this straight. So the commission is saying nobody's getting paid 2 hours.
No, I know what you're saying, I'm just telling you what Emma's saying.
But are they,
Well,
are
that's
they
a
asking for
question
those
that's
$2?
gotta be answered.
Well, that'd be what will be.
They're asking for those employees are asking for that.
Yes, and I do want to be clear that it's 2 employees, it's not, it wasn't.
I know it's sad that 2 employees is gonna change it for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, so
But
we're
they
always.
did, but they're the ones that pointed out that we do have a discrepancy, and they are asking for, it's listed as administrative leave. And that's in the number 5. Number 2 says annual leave, number 5 says administrative leave. They are asking for those 2 hours of administrative leave.
That's what,
So I do think that a decision needs to be made on that, whether it's yes or no, just so that the employees are clear, and I'm clear when they ask me, what are we going to do?
But in the past, we have, right?
Yes, I checked with Crystal and we looked in the past, we have used, each employee has used their own leave, or they've had a 78-hour check, or whatever it might be, but they have not been paid administrative leave.
I say let it, not do anything, let it ride and let it, if they push it from there. Yes.
Have we done this since we adopted the new policy manual?
I will go in and check.
I mean, if, like you said, if we've done it, if it's worked this way in the past, then I'm good with just leaving it like it is, but if this is the first time it's come up, then we might need to get Jason to.
I will pull that and make sure, can't remember exactly when this was passed. I'll go in, I think it was in 2020 this was passed. So I'll go in and look and see.
And then long, so I can't remember, my memory's not that good, whether we've
And
done
I'll get you an
this
answer
before.
for that.
And then we can have time to
it's
talk.
just sad that 2 people want to do this and cause everyone else.
I think it's right, and we just need to address it. And I think we address it the best of our ability.
All right, so that's gonna be on new business.
The only people affected are the ones in the courthouse.
No, no, it affects here.
I mean,
It's
The
all.
way that-
Yeah,
delayed the opening.
yeah.
He didn't delay his opening.
But
It was on the courthouse.
but we did here too.
Non-essential.
Non-essential, we did here also.
But I'm not an attorney, but Jason's gonna tell you that it's gonna affect everybody,
Yeah.
you know?
On that particular day.
After we adopt this, we just need to go back and just change it to, everything's open 24/7, 365. If you don't wanna come in and you got a good excuse, then call in and tell us, you know?
Well, in the past, instead of me having to call everybody, I just tried, the commission gave me, just use good sense. And so I always try to work with the EMA director to find out what it was and try my best to,
And
So you
it's
have
always
it.
worked
yeah.
until now.
I think, this is my opinion, I think the Board of Education has opened this can of worms. Because every time it's lightning, if they send the kids home or don't come in or.
But it's sad that wives used it in the past when we've had bad weather, but it's never been an issue until now.
Yeah.
I agree.
And you've got employees that are just,
Doing what
they're
they
looking
want
for
to.
something.
So,
You just need to address it, and you will, you got on your business.
Open bids for the grant writer this morning for one bid, and it's Community Consultants, which is the Terry A. Cup out of Madison up there. And that would be my recommendation for signing one on. For the CDBG grants, the DECA, the local state grants, there's no fee for them to write the grants. They work it into the grant process. If awarded, they make up theirs after the award. So there's no cost associated with that. Some of these federal grants, the RAISE grants, some of these other ones, that in their mind, we have a slim chance of actually getting, they do have some fees for that. He said it's kind of just based on the grant and the amount of the grant, but he said that ranges, well, he said, for instance, he just wrote one for St. Clair County and charged them $5,000. But that's kind of be on a grant by grant basis.
But every one of them's gonna do that.
Right, but everyone's got that. But yeah, there's no fee for just writing grants.
Ask for a resolution to approve the, it's not a bid, what do you call it?
It's
It's a big.
a bid, it's a proposal, so
So, do we have a resolution for that, kind of?
I can get one.
Okay.
Got one sitting right here.
Can we work on that? Y'all want to put it on new business, or could see?
We fine with them?
It's essentially gonna read like any other bid I've
That's
got.
the end.
Consent,
Yeah.
consent, good, okay. All right, anything else?
I do. A few vehicles is gonna surplus. Got everything worked out. Ain't got it yet, but check's in the mail. The chip spreader should be here just any minute. So I'd like to go ahead and surplus the old chip spreader so that I can get it in the March auction at Jay and Wood. But I've got the 91 chip spreader, the 2002 Chevy Suburban, and then the 2001 F550. The Suburban and the 550 is all just got mechanical issues that I'm tired of chasing and tired of putting money into. I just can't seem to get to the bottom of it, so I'm take all that to the auction, and all that would go to my credit line, pay back.
Consent, Jim, be good on all that?
Yeah.
Surplus.
All right, and you'll send us something on that.
I'll get that.
You don't have any dump trucks or anything that are going this time?
Got a motor grader that's going, but I've already got it surplus. So it'll be the motor grader and chip spreader, and a lot of the smaller stuff, all the smaller stuff that I had surplus back in the end of the year will all go at the same time. Speaking of dump truck stuff, I have a March 15th deadline to basically order new dump trucks for first of the year. So this is the rotation deal. So go ahead and get my order placed on March 15th. We wouldn't take the new trucks until first of next year. And then the two that we got now would go into that March auction to repay that. But after the 15th, I'm not guaranteed on pricing, on the current pricing.
You need a resolution?
Yes.
Consent, or
Consent against.
everybody good with consent on that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if you supply that, so we can get that on there. Is that it?
That's all I got.
Questions for Lee?
Well, the question kind of comes back to me. Lee and I are going to Washington, which this coming Wednesday. And Lee may can explain it to you a little bit better on it, but we need a resolution on the table that needs to be passed by March on the bridge projects. Now, that's why I'm going to Washington, is try to get money for the 3 bridges that I have on 65. But to be able to do that, you go ahead.
Well, that's what, I don't know that I can explain it better, but I'll try. So from a senator standpoint, they've got to have, in order for them to give money on a state or local project, it has to be on the statewide improvement program, the STIP. In order for it to be on the STIP, it has to be approved through ALDOT and be a fully funded project. So as it currently stands, the STIP is full. The state and the municipalities, it's full. It's got all the projects, all the funding is set there. So in order to add this project, the state's going to have to pull one of their projects. So the senators have asked for a letter from the state basically saying that if funds are earmarked for this project, they will add it to the STIP program. And if funds are not earmarked, then the state has no obligation to add it. I've talked to Jason, and he's gonna make it sound like it needs to sound, but that's what, so basically we're making a project and saying that this project is a project that will be funded with earmarked money. If we don't receive the earmarked money, then it's no longer a project.
Okay. Anything you need on this?
I need a spot on the agenda till I can get with Jason and get their worded out. So
You want it on
that's-
consent or new business?
You can put it on new business, but it just needs to be there for us to be able to have it in place.
So what do you call it, STP
Um,
or STIP?
STIP letter, you
Yeah,
could do that.
just hold the spot for that. Everybody good with that?
Mhm.
On new business, yes, sir.
I mean, how much money is all that? I mean, I know we ain't got anything in it, but
Yeah.
Well, the one is, that we're asking for is 750,000, and each one of them are gonna cost right at that. There's 3 of them. There's 750 each project's right at 750,000 apiece. And the reason I called and asked, because you're talking about having to hold on money. I would for my district for 2 years just to do one bridge. So, you know,
I don't have any
I
problem.
kind of
with that.
stepped out and said, you know, and asked for help for our county. And,
I mean, I don't have any problem with that. I was just wondering what kind of money we was looking at.
but there's 750 each project is.
What is the matching funds that I think what Terry's asking for the project?
Well, we're asking for 100%,
Okay,
that's what we're asking.
usually it's 80-20, something like that. But you can't beat that kind of money. If we get one,
All
it'll
we
be
can do
wonderful.
is say no.
All right, anything else? That sounds good. Y'all are leaving Wednesday,
Wednesday.
flying up, coming back when?
Coming back Wednesday night.
Wow, it's tough.
Well, Lee,
I've done that
have a
before.
full schedule.
All right. Anything else y'all want to add to the agenda? Any other discussion?
Oh, I do.
Well, that's tree money.
Oh, I don't know about the tree money, but we can talk to the tree man right here.
That's,
I'll bring it up in a minute, go with.
I would like to, look at helping the Chamber of Commerce,
Glad you brought that up.
and, I would like to take some of my discretionary money to help them. I think probably in the future, we might look at making some changes once we get out of this agreement we're under right now. Ain't nothing, but just something that I think we might all get together and talk about. But myself, I would like to look at, giving the chamber $5,000 to help pay their yearly nut, and, whatever that would pay, just like to see how we need to do it. I don't know if any of the other commissioners would want to contribute any of it. If they don't, I will still do
I'll
that.
contribute 2,000 towards that.
Okay.
And that was one of the other.
So be 2 from you, 3 from you?
Unless another commissioner. So check it out.
Okay. All right, we'll add that to consent or new business.
That's it, so you can miss it.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch what that 5,000 was for.
It's for the Chamber of Commerce,
For,
for, paying their,
And I have a little bit more in mind, do you want to switch that? They do the 3, you do the 2.
well, yeah,
The reason, because you just took out in business, so.
yeah.
Why don't y'all put that on new business?
Let's put it on new business and we'll see exactly what we do.
All right, anything else? Roger, I'm sorry.
It was brought to my attention during the flood last week that we're on 482. There's a big tree laying toward the river bridge, and it's scary looking. I mean, the bridge might be, the tree may not fall ever, but it might fall tonight, who knows? I had him go there with me and look at it, thinking it was my responsibility, but after looking at the map, there's a little V down to there, and it's Terry's tree instead of mine, but either way, it's a tree.
Y'all need to sell back your trees. So is it on the right, is it on the right of way or what?
I went the river.
No, it's on private property, it's right off the right of way.
The guy gave us permission to cut the tree, but he's not gonna cut the tree. I mean, that guy, they said, we're gonna take the tree down, we got permission to cut the tree.
I think y'all getting in muddy water there.
Yeah, we can't cut it, because we've asked that numerous times, because I had a situation, I've been bored with it. But now, somebody did go cut it.
If they cut it, it's gonna fall on the bridge.
I didn't cut it, Lee didn't cut it, somebody did go cut those up there.
Let's talk to the attorney on stuff like this right here, because, that bridge right there is $1,300,000 to replace it.
Where's it at?
When you go up, 71, you go up there and you turn left, it used to be an old, it's 482, turn left, go down there, and it's a little, what's that little creek, that's a river.
It's the top, it's
It's
the
the top.
over Lex Brown, yes, 42.
My district.
If you look at the map, there's a little point that comes right down to that bridge, just like that, on the upper side of the river.
Well, let's just see if we can do it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's on private property, it's,
Yeah,
you get into some gray area, because the same thing happened to Alan Turner's several years ago, and that was, and we didn't do it because our attorney said not to.
Okay, well, let's just ask and find out, and that way we pay the million, whatever, when it falls.
you help me remember to ask him.
Yeah, I will,
Our regular meeting is a holiday, President Day, so we'll meet on that Tuesday at 4:30, is that good?
yeah.
Yes, sir.
I ain't pretty.
Okay, I'm not, yeah, but I just want to mind, yes, sir.
Has everybody seen that email on the cleanup supplies?
Yeah.
We got somebody that's gonna get them, or how we get them, or?
I usually go get them, but I haven't.
does
When
anybody-
is our next meeting?
I'm supposed
Where
to
we
be
going?
down there, I'm supposed to be down there Wednesday, I'm gonna let them know that I can't, because I'll be
Y'all talking about church?
watching.
Yeah, you want to get it?
I was gonna see Stephanie happen.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
I think she got them last
She
year.
got 'em last
She
year.
went and got them last year.
Okay, first one, make sure somebody.
That's definitely.
Yeah.
So March is National Cleanup Day.
Tree Brands has asked for abatements. And I'm just gonna give you my opinion. I had a meeting Friday with the mayor and with Tammy, but not a whole lot come out of the meeting because the mayor kept getting them running out. But, I think she was supposed to give me copies of all that, and I ain't got the copies, my daughter's one, I still don't have copies, but the best I can remember is like $26 million. But, now let me tell you this too, then, on in the summer, they're gonna come back with $60 million. And I asked Tammy more than once, what are we getting out of it? Are we getting jobs? Are we getting, what are we getting?
Versus, she should give us.
Never got an answer. She was never, and I've asked her 3 or 4 times, and I'm not for it.
Usually with the abatements, they turn around and show us what we're getting back.
Well, no, right? They don't want to tell us nothing. They just want Tammy and Randy Price, and Randy Price is over this damn big mouth and promising the world. So I'm not for it. I'm for Randy giving them the turning lane and cutting the trees down like he promised. But I'm not for the abatement.
Did they not give them abatement the first time around?
They did. They got property and sales tax.
So is it normal that you do more than one abatement?
Yes, is it normal? I say it's all possible.
They can ask for it.
But a lot of times, it depends on before or when are they if they're trying to say, well, we're gonna have to have this to get it in, you know, or we're not gonna do it.
See,
We're gonna send it somewhere else, you know.
we're not being kept up to date with this stuff too. We need to talk about our $50,000, but we ain't getting our money for it. There's a water tower deal going on out there that I knew nothing about till Friday. And Tammy told me Friday that she had grants that would cover that, which I said, that's great, I'm glad. That was
Is
the
it
first
in
I
the
heard about
county
it.
or the city?
No, it's not a water tower for the city, it's a water tower for them.
For the water, I mean, for the power.
But tree grounds. And, so the industrial board needs to provide us more information. And they don't need to be promises, so either them or Randy Price, without consulting us, is my opinion. But I just want everybody to know. And like I said, she was supposed to provide me with all the paperwork. She may have a problem.
Well, it would be good if someone would come in and discuss and tell what the benefits are.
I mean, when you get blindsided with this stuff, I mean, I didn't know about any of it until last week.
But I'm sure Randy thought that the industrial board was giving us the information. To his defense, I'm just saying,
Well,
I'm thinking that he thought that the ID board would have enlightened us on what was going on.
in a perfect world.
Yeah. I agree with you, but.
I'm just saying, because normally, you know, your ID board does sit down with your commission, have in the past, to discuss issues of abatement.
I went to a meeting, it's been over a year ago, and it was Randy, the mayor, Rambert, me, the industrial board, Tammy, not the whole board, just her, and the plant manager out there. And I asked to be kept in the loop on everything, and I asked for a wish list of what all they was wanting, you know, because they throw out a lot of stuff at that meeting. And I got one email, one phone call, one piece of paper. And then all this came up last week, and it's like, well, Randy said this, well, the industrial board said this. I said, we call me for them. You know, if y'all done decided, I said, well, I can't see the commission being for giving up that much sales tax, you know. I mean, it's something that's coming from outside the country, I mean, so nobody's gonna get sales tax out of it, you know.
You wanna set up a meeting, go down and meet with Tammy, Terry?
Do what?
You wanna set up a meeting where you go down, sit down and read some of this stuff on her?
Well, I mean, I talked to her for an hour Friday, because the mayor kept having to get up and go do some stuff, and it's, yeah, but I mean, I'm not being kept in the loop, which, I mean, you know, I'm not the know-all be-all, but it is my district, and there are one commission.
Now, does that project out there, is it hit inside the city, or is it in the county?
It's all in the city. That whole
Okay.
20 acres of land, they got in the city limits.
Well, if it's in the city, I think they got the right to do, the city has the right to do whatever they want to.
Yeah, the city can make that decision and even
And that might
make the
be,
decision for us too.
you know, you don't know what the state is saying.
I mean, I know the industrial board can do it without our consent, but it would be nice, since we're paying part of their money,
But,
if they would keep us in the loop.
but what I'm saying, I don't think it might be the industrial board that's doing it, I think it might be your city. It might be saying,
No, the mayor was like me.
but if the mayor's against it, then the industrial board just can't take it upon themselves to do it.
Yeah, I forgot about that. If it's the city's decision,
It's gotta be the mayor's decision. I mean, your
We-
council members,
we're kind of like,
I mean, I understand that we don't say yes or no, but we should be kept in the loop.
Since you're paying so much for the industrial.
Yeah,
It's just normal that they keep us in the loop. They have in the past,
being,
they used to,
just, yeah.
but it being in the city,
I was,
I know my two plants in Fruitars, they didn't receive any abatements.
well, I mean, I was all for giving them
And
what
one
they
of
got.
them actually will be grossing $5 million coming up 24. He's predicting that's a lot of revenue. Of course,
And that ain't-
his parts
We don't
are
pay tax on all
sold,
that,
no, because his parts are sold and shipped
Yeah.
other places.
But,
But it does look like,
we just need to be, well, like I said, that was a big question I asked. I said, how many jobs is that gonna create? And I didn't get an answer. I still don't have an answer. But I do know one that's coming up in the summer is gonna build, now I can't remember the exact number, like 2 or 3 tractor trailer loads of pallets a day, and then we're gonna have 3 employees. Cause it's a big, huge machine coming from Switzerland or something that throws some wood in and throws pallets out the other end. But anyway, I guess what I'm griping about is we're not being kept in the loop.
Yeah,
And I asked everybody too, and Randy hadn't said anything, and Tammy hadn't said anything until last week, and
and I guess it's because it is in the city, and I just feel like they don't.
I mean, that's good. Whatever. I think that's all I have.
yes, sir, Mr. Chairman.
This is not a popular topic at all, but Terry and I have agreed to meet with Lee at earliest convenience, and we're gonna put some numbers together about picking up garbage.
Okay,
We're gonna see if the county can do it. You know, may not work, might work, who knows? You gotta start somewhere, you know? I don't like paying that high fee. I don't know anybody else that enjoys it, you know, so we'll see if we can do better.
But do you think that we can do it ourselves for
Well,
less money?
that's what we're gonna talk about.
our contract it out, somebody local.
I don't think you know that local that wants it.
Too far in between them houses out there in the county. The only way you could really, well, since you brought it up, if you could get it where the city of Heflin would let you pick up their trash too, then you might be able to, but if you just talking about the trying to run a, cause you're gonna need at least 3 trucks, wouldn't you?
I mean, they're doing it with 2, but that's.
Yeah, but one went down.
That's no breakdowns.
Yeah, so, so if you got, say, how much are those trucks? About
About
2,
380.
yeah, I figured so.
And they pay their employees.
So that's $1 million in
Their
trucks.
lowest employees, $24 or $28, 24 an hour. So we won't have anybody working for the road department, because they're gonna wanna drive the garbage truck.
Well,
And then all those employees is gonna want the same pay.
let's don't get too negative. Let us look at it.
No,
Let's
I'm
look
not
at it and
negative, I'm
see-
just,
yeah,
that's
see what
what's
we
the
can
big
do.
picture.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll help you, but I did see a news article that is encouraging people to apply for that LIHEAP. You know what I'm talking about with the power bills? The power bills, I thought I mentioned it to you. What about your people up there?
Somebody translate, I didn't understand.
I'm sorry, it's that LIHEAP, that thing that came and talked to us from the community
East,
action.
yeah, East Alabama.
They're encouraging people to apply for that because power bills are so high
But
now.
the problem is they're running out of money quicker than, because,
And they won't answer the phone again.
well, I call them, I call the direct number now. When somebody calls me, I call him directly, I give him that client's number, and he's calling them back now. But, you know,
Give me the number.
before, I used to tell them, go ahead and fill out the application, because that's the first thing they gotta do. Now he's telling them, well, don't fill that out until you get an appointment. And that's what I told him. I said, why are you telling them that? Because that's the first thing you're gonna tell them to do, is fill out the application before they can even be put on the list. But, he is returning the calls back to
Why is the
me,
light bills going up so high?
but, because
That cold weather we
that
had.
cold weather was
They
never.
did announce that the rates were going up this fall, didn't they?
But some of these people's power bill has doubled.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
That's a
I'm
strip,
so sweet that I'm on gas.
that's a strip.
Well, my gas really went up.
Did it?
Yes. I said, I mean,
How long do you keep it in your house?
I'm living with my mother-in-law.
Oh, Lord. It ain't enough heat in the house.
Suntan.
I tell you what,
I don't really have
the
to
best
do that.
thing that we ever did at our house, is we put one of those Mitsubishi units in the bedroom,
Yeah.
and it takes care of our bathroom and our bedroom. And I tell you what, now, running the swimming pool, you know, we'll run the swimming pool in the Polaris, our light bill gets up a little bit right there, but I'll tell you what. And I tell you what, we keep it about 69 degrees in the bedroom, you know. And then,
last week.
man, I'm talking about, that Mitsubishi unit paid for itself the first
now, he is
summer.
not, he
The
did, he's.
first summer. But we're nowhere else in the rest of the house down, as many as you got in your house, you probably have to keep the whole house rolling.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So the front half of our house, we never go in there.
That came here.
I need to put some doors up, so that way that
See,
I wouldn't have to worry about closing the vents off up there.
handling this stuff.
That's what I need to do, and
The guy was in Georgia. And she was filling out everything and he would just come by and review it. And say yes or no.
tacos tonight, I guess.
That all went out the window and she quit.
Mr. Steinway's been with him a while, hasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, he's been with him, he's the one that came and talked to us. And,
Did you say anything on that?
he did say something the other day, he said, why are the people?
I believe you said you
always
voted on
coming
it.
to
Probably could.
you? And I said, because I asked them to
This is a Facebook world.
do that, it's my
Did you
job,
talk
it's
to
our
the
county
county about
commissioner.
that?
He said, yes, ma'am, I understand.
About the, paying the water bill?
I wish they would explain
Yeah.
more then because the
He
lady
was supposed
called
to
me
be
and
back
she said,
late today.
Mark said, you would pay my power bill. And I said, no ma'am, I will not pay your power bill.
Well, anything else?
No, sir, there's nothing else with tacos.
Tacos.
I'll be awake all night after this.
Let's hope you get feeling better.